So why did we go with the name Longgu, or dragon bone as is translated from Chinese for this brand? Well, the name Longgu actually originated from a character and story concept that I wrote as part of my original sci-fi universe, Aetana. And the character's name was Shadow Phoenix, but the armor that he wore, I called it Longgu, or dragon bone. And the more I explored this character's ethos and story, the more I realized that Longgu is also the perfect name for a sportswear brand that I have been wanting to create. A brand that is as much about the expression and exploration of Asian culture as it is about performance. When I first started to show this brand to friends and family, a common reaction I got was that the name Longgu was far too Chinese or culturally inaccessible, and that the most non-Chinese consumers wouldn't be able to understand it or get it. But I knew even back in 2021, when I first started developing the Longgu brand, that it will only be a matter of time before the world got used to or even come to demand to seeing uncut, authentic, and self-confident Chinese brands and culture. Fast forward to 2025 and my instincts have been proven correct. The most recent cultural megahits such as Black Myth Wukong and Nezha out of China, neither of which made any attempts at westernization by their own creators, still became massive global hits regardless. Simply by virtue of being well made and authentic to Chinese culture without any compromise or apology. If anything, the inaccessibility of these projects drove more interest and curiosity from global audiences to learn about the stories and Chinese culture as a whole. Aside from a matter of principle and being culturally authentic, Longgu was also the perfect name that encapsulated our core values while staying true to form as a performance sportswear brand. And I wanted to make sure that Longgu was a brand that didn't shy away from its Chinese cultural roots at all in both name and design. So let's break down the components of the Longgu name and its dual meanings in the context of being a cultural avatar and performance sportswear. Long, or dragon, has been the mythical representation of Chinese people and culture for thousands of years, and is also prominently featured in many other East Asian cultures. And it serves as a main avatar of our brand. And Gu represents the culture itself. Gu, or bone, represents the eternal nature of culture and history, much like the historical artifacts in archaeology. Culture may be buried and forgotten over time, but never truly disappear. This is an idea that deeply resonates with me as a Chinese American who grew up both in the East and West, as you've probably heard from many other Asian diaspora creators. A common experience we go through is a suppression of our cultures and languages in order to fit in and assimilate, especially as we're growing up as children. Sometimes even going so far as to proudly declare ourselves to be whitewashed. However, thankfully, no amount of self-erasure is going to change the fact that we're Asian. And all we need to do to regain connection with what we have lost is the willingness and curiosity to uncover and rediscover the Gu of our culture and history. My goal for Longgu isn't to simply just create awesome sportswear with a cool name and designs, but to also incite a deeper curiosity among the Asian diaspora to embrace our own names, culture, aesthetics, and commit to learn and rediscover the Gu or bones of our cultural past. In the context of performance sportswear, Longgu has a much more literal meaning, where Long stands as the body avatar for the flesh of the wearer, and Gu has the bones upon which it grows. In this context, Longgu is an expression of how each of us trains our bodies and minds in pursuit of our own purposes and goals, whether it's for weight training, boxing, MMA, or overall fitness. In this way, the Longgu brand spirit can be expressed as one of bone, skeletal, as well as unfinished metal and clay, something that's constantly in the process of being forged and reforged, stronger and sturdier all the time, but never truly complete, while always morphing around a solid, unyielding structure underneath. Something that's ultimately eternal and indestructible, but forever adaptable. And this idea became the basis for our tagline, ever forging soul over an eternal frame. For all my non-Asian viewers, the value I want to deliver is to create performance sportswear infused from a design philosophy level with Asian culture, aesthetics, language, history, and geography. And I can't wait to show you all some of the designs I've been working on. Welcome to the way of Longgu.